Okay, now student, we'll discuss the government budget chapter. We will solve some sums in this chapter. So before we start the sums, again we have to uh, see the formulas. Number one formula is revenue deficit. Revenue deficit means revenue expenditure minus revenue receipts. We have already discussed this formula in previous classes. Revenue deficit means revenue expenditure minus revenue receipts. Deficit means always expenditure minus receipts. So as it is given in revenue deficit, that means it will be revenue expenditure minus revenue receipts. The next formula is fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit is total expenditure minus total receipts. Total expenditure minus total receipts, but we have to exclude the borrowings. So fiscal deficit is total expenditure minus total receipts, but we have to exclude the borrowings. Otherwise, there is another formula fiscal deficit, that is revenue expenditure total budget expenditure. Total budget expenditure is what? Revenue expenditure plus capital expenditure, and total receipts is revenue receipts plus capital receipts, and same as excluding the borrowings. Okay, and another formula of fiscal deficit is only borrowings. If the value of borrowings is given there, then we will write only the value of borrowing. That is also fiscal deficit. And the last one is primary deficit. What is the formula of primary deficit? Just we will find the value of fiscal deficit, then we will subtract interest payment. We will subtract interest payment from fiscal deficit. Okay, so here I am taking an example. Calculate revenue deficit. So calculate revenue deficit. What is the formula of revenue deficit? What is the formula of revenue deficit? Formula of revenue deficit is revenue expenditure minus revenue receipts minus revenue receipts. So what is the value of revenue expenditure given here? We have to calculate the revenue deficit. So revenue expenditure value is 60,000, and receipts how much? 50,000. So we'll put the value 50,000 here. Okay, so how much? 10,000. So revenue deficit is rupees 10,000 in crores. Okay, all the values in crores. So we'll write 10,000 crores is the revenue deficit. Okay, next another sum we will take and we will solve it.